Okay, so picture this. Your body is a high-tech fortress, and inside you have this incredibly advanced personal defense force, your immune system. It's on guard 24/7. But what if we could give that army elite training? What if we could upgrade its weapons and its intel before it ever has to fight a real battle? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
I mean, it's a wild question when you really think about it, right? Every single moment of every single day, you're being bombarded by this invisible world of threats. So how does your internal army not just survive, but actually win day in and day out? That's what we're here to break down. First up, you gotta know your enemy. We're talking viruses, bacteria, all sorts of nasty stuff. The list just goes on and on. This is the battlefield, and these are the invaders your body is literally built to destroy.
So to really get how we win this fight, we've set this up like a boot camp. First, we'll meet our new recruit, the defense system itself. Then we'll get into basic training, look at some of the advanced training manuals, figure out how to boost our troops, design some next-gen defenses, and finally, wrap up with why all this technology is just so unbelievably important.
All right, let's jump in. Section 1, your body's defense system. It's time to meet the incredible raw recruit that's keeping you safe right now.
So what is immunity, really? When you boil it all down, it's just this: your body's power to fight off stuff that shouldn't be there. Doesn't matter if it's an outside invader or one of your own cells that's gone haywire, the immune system's job is to find it and take it out. Simple as that.
Now, this army of yours has two main branches. First, you've got your innate immunity. Think of these guys as the frontline soldiers. They're fast, they're general purpose, and they're always on patrol. Then you have the adaptive immunity. These are your special forces. They take a little longer to get going, but they are laser-focused on one specific enemy. And the most important part? They never ever forget a face. And this is the perfect way to visualize the difference. On one side, you've got the wall. That's your skin, an innate barrier that just keeps pretty much everything out. On the other side, you've got the agent, a super specialized T-cell from your adaptive system, engineered to hunt down one specific target. One is a fortress wall, the other is a trained assassin.
Okay, so we've met the recruits. Let's move to Section 2 and see how we whip them into shape. This is where we get to the heart of it all: training your immune army. Welcome to Basic Training.
And this right here is the absolute genius of vaccination. It's basically a highly controlled training drill. You're not just throwing your soldiers into a live fire deadly war. No way. Instead, you're showing them a most wanted poster. Just a harmless piece of the bad guy. This lets them study its face, learn its weaknesses, and build a rock-solid defense strategy, all without any of the danger.
So let's meet a key player in this drill, the B cell. This is your army's intelligence officer. When it sees that most wanted poster, it does two incredible things. First, it sets up factories that start pumping out antibodies to tag the enemy. But even more importantly, it creates memory cells. Think of it like a living library of every threat you've ever prepared for, ready to sound the alarm in a split second if the real enemy ever dares to show up.
And when that alarm goes off, that's when you send in the elite soldiers. Meet the cytotoxic T-cells. Their job is brutally simple and effective: seek and destroy. They hunt down any of your own cells that have been compromised and tagged by the Intel network, and they eliminate the problem. It's a clean, precise, targeted strike.
Okay, on to Section 3. Not all enemies are the same, so you can't just run the same drill for every situation. You need different training manuals, what we can call advanced drills.
And this is where Vaccine Tech gives us this whole library of strategies. We can show our immune system a killed, totally deactivated version of the invader, or a live version that's been seriously weakened so it can't cause trouble. We can even show it just one tiny specific piece of the enemy, or a harmless version of a toxin it produces. And with the newest tech, we can just hand our cells the enemy's blueprint, its RNA or DNA, and let them build the most wanted poster themselves. Pretty amazing.
But a good training plan is only half the battle. You also have to make the training more powerful, make it really stick. That brings us to Section 4, boosting and delivering reinforcements.
Ever heard of adjuvants? They are one of the unsung heroes of vaccine science. The best way to think of them is like training amplifiers. They're ingredients added to a vaccine that basically act like a drill sergeant, shouting, "Hey, you, pay attention to this," at your immune system. This makes sure the drill is taken seriously and leads to a much stronger, longer-lasting memory.
And where you hold the training drill matters too. Is it an injection deep in the muscle?
taken by mouth, delivered through the skin. Each route is picked for a very specific reason, all to make sure the right intel gets to the right part of your immune army for maximum effect.
So all of this leads us right to the cutting edge. Section 5, Designing Next-Generation Defenses. This is where science fiction is really becoming science fact.
You see, in the old days, making a vaccine involved a lot of guesswork. But now we have something called reverse vaccinology. Instead of messing with the actual pathogen, we start with its genetic code. We feed that blueprint into supercomputers that find its weakest points. Then we digitally design the absolute perfect, most wanted poster to show our immune system.
And this isn't just a concept. Scientists are using actual software, tools like Vaxagen and Bepapred, to do this work. It lets them predict with incredible accuracy which parts of an enemy will trigger the best immune response. It's a total game changer, taking us from educated guesses to precise, rational design. It's smarter, safer, and way faster.
So let's bring it all home. Our final section. Why does all this incredible tech actually matter? What is the real-world impact of winning this war against disease?
Look at this number, 19. Just let that sink in for a second. What in the world could that possibly represent? Well, get this. Since the very first Nobel Prize was awarded back in 1901, 19 of them have gone to research in immunology. That's how fundamental this science is. That's how much it has literally changed the course of human history and our health, maybe more than any other field of science out there.
So, to sum it all up, it's this. Your immune system is the ultimate guardian of your health. It's the best defense you'll ever have. And vaccine technology, that is the single most powerful tool we've ever invented to train that guardian, to make it smarter, faster, and stronger than any threat it's ever going to face.
But that leaves us with one last, massive question. Our training is getting smarter at an incredible rate, for sure. But the enemy, the invaders, they never stop evolving. So as we look to the future, you have to wonder, what will the next great battle between us and disease actually look like?